Hello everyone, this is Soumyajit this side. Welcome back to another video in my channel. Today's video is an extremely interesting video. This is the second video in the company comparison series. Here we will be comparing the E Shaw, Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. We will discuss about the compensation that they offer, the tech stack in which different teams work, the different kinds of teams and work that people do in these companies, the benefits that are offered to the employees, international relocation facilities, work-life balance, and much more. So if you are someone who is interested in knowing these nitty-gritty details about these companies, then stick till the end of the video. Before starting, do comment down below which among the E Shaw, Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan you would want to work. The like target for this video is 1000 likes. Without further ado, let's get started. Now, the basic difference between D. E. Shaw and JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs is that D. E. Shaw is a hedge fund and JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs are investment banks. What is a hedge fund? Hedge fund को हम लोग आसान भाषा में अमीरों का म्यूचुअल फंड भी कहते हैं. On the other hand, investment banks is divided into broadly two categories, the sell side and the buy side, where sell side mainly consists of trading in securities with cash and the buy side consists of buying investment opportunities for their clients. Now, coming to their offices, D. E. Shaw is primarily located in Hyderabad. So if you are someone who does not want to relocate to Hyderabad at all, then D. E. Shaw is definitely not the place for you. On the other hand, Goldman Sachs has its primary offices in Bangalore and Hyderabad. And same is the case with JP Morgan. बस JP Morgan में office मुंबई में भी है. Now in any fintech company such as investment banks and hedge funds, the company is primarily divided into three parts. One is the front office, one is the middle office, and the other one is the back office. Front office is the part which basically deals with trading. Back office is the part which basically deals with calculations, reconciliations that are performed on these trading, and middle office is the part which connects the front office and the back office. Now, Goldman Sachs has all the three divisions inside it. On the other hand, D. E. Shaw just has the front office inside it, whereas the middle and the back office was separated out from D. E. Shaw in 2015 and a new firm was formed, which is known as Arcesium. For JP Morgan, it's a similar story to that of D. E. Shaw. Middle and back office of JP Morgan has shifted to Arcesium. From a work perspective, D. E. Shaw and JP Morgan will primarily have front office and some amount of middle office work. On the other hand, Goldman Sachs will have the entire breadth, front office, middle office, and back office of any financial institution. Now, coming to exposure to tech and products, then D. E. Shaw and Goldman Sachs, they definitely tie. On the other hand, the exposure to different tech and product in case of JP Morgan is very low. For example, with D. E. Shaw, you can find varied amount of work across different domains inside D. E. Shaw's India office. You will find front office works which directly links you with the traders who trade stocks. You will find work which directly links you to algorithmic trading. You will find work which directly links you to computational biology, DNA sequencing, and so on and so forth. आपको DE Shaw में research का as well as normal financial firm का पूरा blend मिलेगा. Now coming to Goldman Sachs, here as well you will find a similarly varied amount of work that is present that you can do. Apart from obviously the entire breadth of a trading life cycle, the front office, middle office and back office work, you can also work on different other technologies. For example, Apple का जो कार्ड, क्रेडिट कार्ड निकला था, वो भी Goldman Sachs के इंजीनियर्स ने ही बनाया था. Hence, it just goes on to say that there is definitely a variety of work that you can do and perform inside Goldman Sachs. However, with respect to JP Morgan, this is not the case. If we talk about tech stack, then it is safe to say D. Shaw hands down wins this round in comparison to the tech stack and the kind of work that you can do in Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. And with respect to Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, with only tech stack, I would say Goldman Sachs nudges past JP Morgan. In D. Shaw, most of the front end is React based and most of the back end is Python based. And same is the case with JP Morgan. However, with Goldman Sachs, there are two profiles. One is the Napa profile and the other one is the Strat profile. Now, Napa profiles are generally tasked with building web applications for the strategists to work for, and they generally have a Java-based tech stack. On the other hand, the strategists or the Strat profiles, they generally tend to have Slang-based tech stack. Now, Slang is a proprietary language that was developed inside Goldman Sachs in the 90s. अभी वो बहुत पुराना हो चुका है and is no longer relevant in the current tech scene. Hence, the experience that you might get here might not be directly transferable to other companies. तो ये हमेशा अपने mind में रखना. Now coming to benefits offered, in all the three companies you have restrictive trading policies, which basically means if you are working in these three companies, you will not be able to freely trade in the stock market. आपको हर स्टॉक परचेस एंड सेल के पहले यू नीड टू टेक अप्रूवल्स. And not only this, in all the three companies, you cannot participate in intraday trading. Apart from that, basically standard amount of benefits is offered by these three firms. However, if I have to rate, then I will definitely rate E Shaw much better in terms of employee benefits and employee-centric policies with respect to the other two firms. E Shaw provides free food, breakfast, lunch, and evening snacks to its employees. Along with it, a host of parties. Itna ki literally you will get tired of partying. Not only this, other policies like unlimited sick leave are also extremely employee friendly. Coming to work-life harmony, then I would say most of the teams in JP Morgan tend to have very good work-life balance. On the other hand, most of the teams in Goldman Sachs generally tend to have very bad work-life balance, with E Shaw coming in the middle. In Goldman Sachs, if you are in front office markers or marquee teams, then you might be able to enjoy good work along with decently good work-life balance. All the three companies, however, we need to understand are primarily financial companies where they use or leverage technology in order to facilitate their main business, which is finance. Hence, most of the decisions, be it product, be it project-related decisions, are heavily business-driven in all the three companies. I really hope you're liking the video. If you are, then smash the like button. The like target of the video is 1.5 thousand likes. This is my Instagram account. Go there, follow me and hit me up. We will definitely have a blast. If you are someone who wants to improve their resume as well as become a better developer by working on real life problems, real life applications, and understand how these work, then definitely you should check out a very good platform, which is CRIO. I have personally seen their curriculum and it is absolutely tailored to make you fall in love with development. There are several courses that are available in CRIO, backend development, front-end development, full stack development, and all of the three materials are tailor-made to make you understand the individual concepts that are required to build an application. Not only this, you will throughout the course be building quite a few number of applications on your own, which you can even put in your resume. I have a coupon code Soumyajit that you can use to avail 10% discount at any of their courses. Many of the top tech companies do use CRIO for training their new hires. So definitely go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description below. You can go there and avail the discount for yourself. Coming to interview structure and preparation, these three companies have generally similar kind of an interview structure, which is a tad bit different than your general interview structure that is DSA heavy in big tech firms. In all the three firms, obviously three major parts are there which you should be preparing at any level. One is obviously language. For Goldman Sachs especially, do prepare the Java language very well because they tend to ask very detailed an in-depth question on the Java language in many of their rounds. Apart from that, in all the three companies, definitely you will be grilled on low-level design. Not so much on high-level design though, because these three companies, they generally do not have highly distributed systems and generally do not come under immense load because of the nature of the business in which these three firms are. Hence, their interview rounds are extremely less dependent on high-level design. However, they are extremely highly dependent on low-level design. Apart from these two categories, obviously DSA will be asked. The level of DSA will vary across the companies. In case of JP Morgan, the level of DSA will vary between easy and easy medium. In case of Goldman Sachs, generally the level of DSA will vary across the medium range. However, in case of E Shaw, you will see the level of DSA questions is generally medium and medium hard. Apart from these, there is another section of questions that is generally asked in all the three firms is on computer fundamentals. These kind of questions are generally not asked in other interviews in other big tech firms. However, these financial firms like E Shaw, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan will definitely ask you a lot of questions from operating systems, a lot of questions from DBMS. So do prepare both operating system and DBMS very, very well. If you want what kind of topics you should be preparing for these companies for operating systems, DBMS and networking, check out my video on that. I have explained it in complete detail. Now coming to international relocation, definitely in all the three companies, international relocation is very, very difficult. मैंने खुद personally देखा है many people going from E Shaw to E Shaw NYC, which is New York. However, they are very less with respect to the number of employees that are working and hence definitely cannot be considered a norm. Same is the case for JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. Now, in case of Goldman Sachs, for new grads, they are generally, obviously, सब कुछ pre-corona time में है, they are generally sent to USA for 2 months training, completely free of cost. And you will also find ample amount of opportunities in which you will be able to visit different countries in both JP Morgan and E Shaw. But again, these are not transfers or relocations, but simply visiting these countries for some small duration of 2 months or 4 months and so on and so forth. Now coming to compensation offered by these three firms, one thing that I would like to call out is that in all of the three firms, generally it is seen that IIT grads are paid more than any other graduate student who are getting into these firms. And that is something that I have always called out कि ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. If they are being hired at the same role, the compensation should be same. If they are hired at the different role, then also you can definitely argue for a difference in compensation. Now, as I said, in case of Goldman Sachs, there are primarily two roles for which they hire in India, NAPA and Strat. The compensation of NAPA roles are generally much lower than that of Strat roles or strategist roles. With respect to that, E Shaw only hires software engineers inside their India offices. With respect to pure software engineers, E Shaw offers the highest salary across the three companies that are present. Goldman Sachs comes a close second. However, JP Morgan is definitely not anywhere close to what E Shaw or Goldman Sachs offer. The compensation generally offered to software engineers and their entire hierarchy in JP Morgan is much lower with respect to that of Goldman Sachs and E Shaw. The hike percentage at E Shaw is also very, very good. The range of yearly increment that you can see in E Shaw is in the range of 6% to 40% with an average of around 20% every year, which is in stark contrast with the other two firms where the hike percentage is generally on an average in single digits or around the 10 to 15% mark. From a leveling perspective, both JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs follow financial leveling. On the other hand, E Shaw follows tech leveling, wherein the roles are classified as software engineer, senior software engineer, tech lead, engineering manager, principal engineer, and so on and so forth in E Shaw. However, in case of Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, correspondingly same levels are classified as analyst, associate, and vice president. And that is it. And vice president generally maps to anywhere about high SD2 at any other standard tech company. All in all, I would say all the three firms are quite good. However, if you are looking for increasing your compensation, then definitely you can check out both E Shaw and Goldman Sachs. However, JP Morgan is not the company for you. If you are prioritizing work-life balance, then definitely you can check out JP Morgan. On the other hand, if you are someone who does not want to work in Hyderabad, then definitely E Shaw is not the company for you and you can definitely check out the other two companies in this domain. All the three companies are doing decently good work. However, a call out, all these companies are finance first companies. Hence, the decisions are derived from business and financial aspects of the company rather than technical ingenuity. I really hope that you liked the content. If you did, then smash that like button. The like target for this video is 1000 likes. Comment down below what different kinds of videos you would want me to make. I will happily make more such videos. This is Soumyajit bidding goodbye. Das Vedanya.